I'm here backstage at the Golden Apple Dinner Theater with a couple of gentlemen who are going to be doing a show starting on December 29th, running through January 10th. The great Dick Hyman and Bill Hayes has been here many times before. And Bill, let's start with you. First of all, welcome back to Sarasota.
Thank you, Doug. It's great to be here. Just great.
I met you. You won't remember, 3 or 4 years ago when I worked at the station down the block here. I think you were on with Cliff Rolls, a mutual friend.
Oh, that was a wild night.
Yeah.
That was the night that the Golden Apple was celebrating its 35th anniversary here. And we had a surprise party for Bob Turoff, the owner, and we all went over to that studio and had him there while they got things ready in the theater here. So he didn't know it was going to happen.
I think you were with your wife at that time. She was in studio with us as well, right?
Yes, and she's here, not in the theater today, but she's here.
Now, you've here the last few years. Last year, I think you did Chicago. Is that right?
Correct. I love that show. Oh, man.
Billy Flynn, right?
Billy Flynn. You, boy. Yes, you're right. Good show. It's funny. It makes a point, a lot of good points about life in a wonderful, funny way, and a lot of great music.
What brought you back to work with Dick Hyman at this time?
Well, you know, Dick and I have worked together many times, years. We started in the 50s. We first worked together in the 50s, and we did several recordings together, and we worked on a show called the Norman Brokenshire Show, which was a series that didn't last too long, but it was fun. We got to work together. And then we have recorded together several times in intervening years, and man, what a kick this is to be working together and just say, what do you want to do? Oh, I'd like to do this. Okay, let's do it. Oh, it's being such fun, Doug.
And Dick, being a resident down here, you performed, I'm sure, at the Golden Apple before, haven't you?
I've never performed at the Golden Apple.
Right.
Started, but so everything is fresh to me, and I
You
love.
performed everywhere, Dick.
Well, now I've performed at the Golden Apple too, and I love it. I love the whole atmosphere of the place, and what we're doing. Bill and I are really continuing this relationship that he described. As I remark in the show we're doing, it was on that old 50 something or other television show that Bill was the guy singer and I was the band leader for the first time in my life. I was in charge of things, so I had to learn how to conduct while Bill sang Davy Crockett.
We both kind of grew up, like you mentioned, 50s television. I guess mostly Chicago for you, right, Bill, to start, and then Dick in New York. But those were crazy days, weren't they? I'll start with you, Bill.
Yes, my crazy days in television started in 1948 in Chicago. I was there, and then I joined Olson and Johnson, and we played huge venues.
How's it poppin'?
It was a Hell's a Poppin' type show. It was called Fun's a Poppin', and we played the Chicago Stadium and the Indianapolis Coliseum. We played Madison Square Garden, big places like that. We also played the Strand Theater on Broadway or 7th, whichever it is, Broadway, I guess. And then we did a series of television that summer of '49, and that was my start, yeah.
And reading up on you a little bit, you worked on the Milton Berle Summer Replacement Show. What was that like?
That was it. That was with Olson and Johnson. It was wild. Yeah.
I mean, that was live when it was really live. No tape, right? I mean, that was it.
No tape. No, tape didn't come in for another 10 years. Tape maybe came in around 58, maybe 57 at the earliest, but ours was all live. And your show of shows was live. As a matter of fact, on the Olson and Johnson series, we had one sketch where the end of the sketch was Marty May went down a trapdoor. That was the end of the sketch. Well, he had put mattresses down there. Well, some stagehand moved the mattresses. So poor Marty really went down through the floor, fell all the way to a cement floor, and he was knocked out. He didn't come back through the rest of the show. They kept wondering, where's Marty? He's supposed to be doing this. He's supposed to be doing that. He never came back. It was wild.
And you have to cover for it. I mean, there's nothing you can do at that point, right?
Yes, well, that's what Olson and Johnson were used to doing. They've been doing vaudeville and burlesque and Broadway and everything for 40 years, 50 years or so. They just handled it no problem. But it was live, and live anything, like live theater or like us, we're going to be live. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I want to get to the show you're going to do, but Dick, I want to ask you, and I was watching, going on YouTube, and I saw a clip of you on the old Mitch Miller show. I didn't know you were on that. That must have been kind of fun for you.
But I haven't seen that clip, but that's good to know. I did do...
I don't know if it's legally on there, but you can check it out.
Nothing is legally on YouTube, but there it is. I did play piano in that.
That was a show that featured Milton Berle. He was on that particular show on YouTube.
I see. Oh, I did a lot of other television shows, though. I was on staff in the staff orchestra at NBC for 5 years, so I got to play on soap operas and game shows and Sid Caesar show, but not the same time that Bill was doing it, a year later. And after that, I went over to CBS and became Godfrey's musical director,
right.
Arthur Godfrey. And
that's about a 2-hour story in itself, probably working for Arthur, right?
I could easily give you 2 hours from that, yes. But everything's turned out, and here we are in Sarasota, and we're both amazed.